Hello, welcome back to the Out of Place podcast.
Today,
I'm Colin Peevler.
And I'm Josh Alexander. And today we are out of place in Madison County.
Madison County is a county in Kentucky, which coincidentally is the one day today. I want to stress this.
Yeah.
We have a heat index of 100 to 105.
And we, being the most mature, well thought out individuals that we are, decided that today would be the best day to hike a mile into the woods.
And this is like the one county that's supposed to be absolutely terrible today.
Yeah, today is there is only a heat index for one county, and that's Madison County, where we are today. And it is actively, it's 98 right now. But
no, it's only 90 degrees right now.
So
but with our combined, no cloud coverage and humidity of 60%, it feels like 100 degrees right now.
Between 100 and 105 degrees.
Which, 90 degrees doesn't sound that bad to,
until you're
out
wet.
West, until you realizing that you were breathing straight water.
Yeah.
Yesterday, it's better. The humidity's better than yesterday.
That is true.
But it was cooler yesterday, so it was, more bearable.
Yeah.
Because if you've never been in super high humidity and heat at the same time, it sucks.
Yeah.
Right now,
it's definitely
yesterday we were drowning, but today we're hot and kind of drowning.
Yeah.
So
yesterday
was literally 80% humidity out.
And that leads in today's topic. Today we're going to be talking about where we live, the beautiful and hellish state of Kentucky, as well as where we are and why we decided to come here today, which is the Cassius Clay estate.
Yeah.
At Whitehall.
It's hot.
It's hot. It's always been like this.
July and August is really bad. June is that time of the year where it's oh yeah, let's go to the lake or the river and let's go swimming.
Yeah.
Now it's you need to be in chilled water to be comfortable.
Yeah. And
the sun is usually out constantly. And until yesterday, it hadn't rained for, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So
now it has rained almost every day.
And so now it's really hot and really humid.
Yeah.
So.
But if you move to this state, one thing that needs to be understood is that, especially where we live up in the bluegrass territories, is that you are able to go in the winters to -12. And then in the summers, get up to 105 and 90% humidity.
Yeah, that's true. Those are pretty extreme. We have a lot of flooding too, because we have lots of big rainstorms here, and lots of places that are near rivers and stuff. And sometimes rivers can rise to the point where it's just insane.
Yeah, there've been times where the Kentucky River has literally come up 10-20 feet.
Yeah,
and flooded most of the bridges and or businesses that are right on it.
Mm-hmm.
But in particular, where we are today, this is the Cassius Clay estate.
Yeah,
and it's probably one of my favorite places to come to in this region.
Not at this time of year.
No, not at this time of year. No,
spring and fall, great.
Oh my gosh,
right now it's very hot.
And where we're sitting right now, to find one of the scariest encounters we've ever had.
Yeah.
With us being together and being in nature.
I would have to agree with that.
Oh, the wind.
Oh, finally.
Oh my gosh.
Rip our microphone audio.
Yeah, that's fine. I will take poor microphone audio right now over being literally in the ocean.
I agree.
Anyway, but would you like to entail what we did for your 19th birthday?
Yeah, so we we're so smart. We came here on a day that we knew it was going to rain, and it started raining pretty heavily, more than halfway to here.
Yeah.
So we were let's just wait it out, and we waited it out. It stopped raining, and we're cool. So we were how about we just do the loop, because we had never fully done the loop here.
Which is where we are now. We're towards the end of the loop.
There's a walking loop around, I don't know, it's 7 acres or something.
Yeah.
It's there's a big field and a lake,
big
and
beautiful
stuff.
lake.
We're in the only place with shade right now. That's why we're here.
Quickly to describe Cassius Clay, it's a beautiful estate out in the middle, actually it's north of Richmond.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's north of Richmond, which is the biggest, closest town. It's beautiful walking trails, beautiful house, beautiful lake.
Yeah.
Some very amazing fishing.
If you're actually trying to find this place, don't look for Cassius Clay Estate. Look up Whitehall.
Whitehall, yeah. but I would 100% recommend like anyone who is visiting this area or just is in this area, because I didn't even know about this place until you like showed it to me.
I didn't know about this place. Well, like, I knew that it existed because I went to UK for a bit, which is the University of Kentucky.
Yeah.
And they have a building there called the Whitehall Building. And so, like, I knew it was named after this place, but, like, I didn't know where it was. And one day I just randomly decided to drive down a road just for fun. And I just kept driving, and the road just dead-ended to here.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, that's interesting.
You just happened upon it. It's
Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere, and like no one knows about it.
Yeah. That's,
Unless you live around here,
Yeah.
then everyone knows about it.
But people come here to walk a lot, and people come here to fish a lot.
Yeah.
But nobody is here except for those two people that just walked
Yeah.
by. Literally,
we're
the only
we're the
people
only
here.
people here today.
Yeah, because it's so hot. Because we're smart.
Yeah.
But
really.
so our scariest encounter we had with weather was here, and we just came here for my birthday just to hang out, and we had gone to the Loop to this exact spot.
This exact bench.
And then like we had saw that the storm was going to be coming like soon, but we thought, we can do it, because that's what you do sometimes here. You just kind of go, because sometimes the weather doesn't actually reach you.
Yeah.
It goes around you here sometimes. But this time it did not go around us.
Mm-mm.
And Josh looked up and said, we need to go now.
There was probably one of the largest dark cumulonimbus clouds I'd ever seen in my entire life was now just stretching over us. I mean, the sky was like the darkest gray I'd ever seen in my entire life.
Like,
and one thing I learned when I lived in Florida, one thing I always learned is that like once the temperature starts to drop, you gotta run.
Mm-hmm.
And like as soon as I looked up, that I could feel it getting colder, and I was like, this is about to get really bad.
Yeah. See, like, tornadoes are kind of scary.
Mhm.
And like a lot of big thunderstorms are pretty scary. I've been on a boat in the middle of the ocean with water spouts all around me.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, being next to just what I can describe as a wall of cloud and wind was scarier than any of that.
Yeah, and I've been the thing that makes this story the funniest was because 2 days prior to like us being out here in this weather, I was in an active tornado
Yeah.
in Alabama, and
He brought it with him.
I brought it with me, you know, but we were here, we looked up, and then I think you checked your phone, and then it was like on like the Weather Channel, you know how it goes from like green to red, it was like black, and we were like, okay.
No, what color was it? It was like purple.
Yeah.
I think that's like the darkest color.
It was
they
like
get.
dark maroon purple, and we were
let's
like,
just say
oh
it's
no.
on the radar. It's the most severe you could possibly get.
It like you have the whole meter at the bottom, and then there's just like an extra like block, and
it's
it
like-
just says run.
It's like the color.
That's all it
It's like the
says.
color that meteorologists use to like track tornadoes,
Yeah.
and it's just like a solid wall of it coming at
It's like
us.
it's like the yellow box they
Yeah.
always do. It's like it's just like right. There's a circle right around us.
Yeah, and like literally, it was so weird because it was like two-dimensional coming
Yeah.
at us. It wasn't like clouds are like rounded, and you know, like you can see to the other side on each side. This was like, it looked like the entire state being covered by this.
Yeah.
And we looked back after
I
we
have
had left
pictures
this
and videos.
place. Yeah, you
of
have
it.
pictures and videos
I'll
of it.
put them on the screen once we
But
get more than farther.
I
in the
looked
story.
back after we had left here because we had to like drive out of here and wait at a gas station for the rain to stop being so terrible.
Yeah.
I looked back, and this entire county had been hit so hard that like places had been destroyed and stuff.
Yeah, it was, and the thing that made it scarier is because like everyone had left, so we were here, and then we were like, we gotta go. So we started walking back, and then we kept looking up, and it just kept getting like worse and worse and worse and worse. And I'll go ahead and put a picture up like what it looked like. So I'll put that up on the screen because I stopped to take a picture because I was like, this actually looks kind of cool, you know.
Yeah.
But we got like halfway through the loop, and then it got really cold. Like it probably went from like low 80s, mid 80s to like 60s.
That's not even like an exaggeration.
No,
either.
it dropped. Like I got cold, and I was like, this is about to be really bad. And then I still remember like seeing and hearing lightning like strike all around us. And the
Yeah.
thing that made it like the scariest thing is that like as the farther we got back and the farther you looked at the parking lot, there was no one. Like it was just us.
But
so like if anything happened, it was done. We were done.
We are like a mile and a half, mile and a quarter away from where we're parked, which is where we were parked before.
We are like
and
an hour
between
a
us
mile from the car.
is the woods, which we're in now.
Yeah.
A gigantic field.
Yeah.
And a little line of trees that you have to get back before another field, which is to the parking lot.
Yeah.
And so you're in the woods, which is safe-ish because the lightning will strike trees and hopefully not hit you.
Yeah.
The field, you are currently the tallest thing.
Especially
in the field.
You.
Yeah,
like
because I'm 6'3" and he's
5'5".
5'5" on a good day, as he said last time. But like, even Josh in the middle of the field is the tallest thing in the field because it had all been mowed down right before we were there.
Yeah.
And so there was nothing else there. So we had to walk and make sure we weren't going to get struck by lightning. So every time we were like waiting to feel like our hair stand up just in case we were going to get struck. And then we got to like the little tree line. And I was
Do you want to tell them about that actually though, the whole hair thing?
Yeah,
I didn't even know about that.
If you feel your hair stand out, that's usually a sign that you're about to be struck by lightning because basically it's static electricity building up, and so you're becoming charged.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be charged.
No.
So if you ever are in the middle of a field and you feel, or anywhere really, you feel your hair stand up, you want to just like lie down and be as flat as possible in a ditch preferably.
Yeah.
Because that'll keep you from getting shocked. Because I had to learn all of this when I was in Boy Scouts because we went a lot of places.
And I just had no clue.
Yeah.
But we made it probably halfway back through the field, and then I'd probably say once we got to
the
tree
line.
line.
Yeah, and then I made us wait because it looked like it was about to strike lightning on the trees, and I was like, let's not die.
Yeah.
And then we waited,
we hid under the trees,
and then we looked
like
back,
20
and the
seconds.
wall was like right next to us, and we're like, okay, let's run.
Yeah. So it got to the point where we started just dead sprinting, and I'm not kidding you. Like about the time we got 30-40 feet from the car, it just dropped.
It wasn't
on
even
us.
that. It was like we were opening the doors, and it just dropped.
And
like
this was
gallons of
the
water.
heaviest rain I'd ever seen in my life. And we're sitting in this car, and the visibility, you could not see like 10 feet in front of you.
The only time that it's rained harder, I think, was when we went to Natural Bridge that one time.
Yeah,
we
that's a whole nother
are
story.
so dumb sometimes. We
Yeah.
get in the worst weather conditions sometimes.
Yeah. Like today.
Yeah, like today.
But
Oh, there's a wasp on the camera.
no, get off my camera. Get off.
It'll be fine.
It's okay. Anyway, but we got back to the car, and we're sitting there, and you can't see 10 feet in front of you. Lightning is striking all around us.
Like
I'm seeing.
No, this is a natural gas storage site.
Yeah.
Where they take it out of the ground and like process it. It's right next to the Cassius Clay estate because there's like natural gas in the ground or whatever. And it's just we're right next to it, striking lightning onto it, and we're gonna be exploded.
So it got to the point, and especially like if you're ever put in a situation, you have to either decide whether you're going to stay and try to hunker down or you're going to leave. And I think the main reason we left, and if you leave, you have to be careful because like driving, I put it in four wheels until we got on the other side of the wind because the wind was literally like tossing the car. But the thing that kind of decided it for me was the fact that there were only 3 things that were taller than the car. 1 was the pavilion, 2 was the like little bathroom area, and 3 was the natural gas storage tank.
Yeah.
And that's when it was like, we need to go.
And that was back when you had your
big metal
your
bars.
soft top and your big metal bars on your Jeep.
Yep.
It was super light. Like now he has a hard safari top.
I have a hard safari top.
And so like it's pretty good. But
Back
we
then,
did contemplate staying at the barn over there.
Yeah, there's a barn.
Josh, insert picture here.
Yeah, I'll put a picture of the barn. But there's this is the barn on the screen right now.
Practically falling apart.
But I didn't know if we could make it back.
Yeah.
Because the thing was that if we got caught in that rain, like it was going to be rough.
And Josh was like, we should stay in the barn. And I was like, Josh, I don't know if that barn will even hold up to it.
It did.
It's still
It's
up
right there.
And this
We're
was
good.
like June.
Yeah.
It was before I got back from my trip, right?
Yeah, it was before you left.
Yeah, so like mid-June.
Yeah.
It's still here. It's August 11th.
Yeah, it is.
And
We could have lived.
Surprisingly.
We did like walk past it though, and I saw like 2 raccoons in it, and then you saw a fox in
Yeah.
it. So it probably wouldn't have been like
I
the
didn't want to
best
have to like
place.
fight animals for us to
Shelter.
Stay there. Yeah.
But we got in the car, and some of the riskiest driving I've ever had to do, and we were just driving down the road, and it was like a 55-mile-per-hour speed limit. We were only going like 35, and the car was getting tossed. But we ended up making it to a Shell gas station, and we got there, and like everyone in like a 2-county radius was like in that
Like,
gas station.
So many people were hunkered
Because there's nothing
down
out
there.
here. There's nothing. And like the park was closed, so we couldn't get into like any of the buildings.
There is exactly 2 things in that one spot. There is people who live there, which is like all like farm area.
Yeah.
So maybe like 100 people spread out in a 10-mile radius, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's 2 things. There's a gas station, and directly across from it is a Mack truck selling.
Yeah, they sell
state,
Mack
like,
trucks.
like dealership.
But we got to the gas station, and like as soon as we got there, the police started to close off the roads, and then the sirens started to go off. Like I have videos. I'll put in the videos. Like
because we're in a spot
of us
where if there's tons of rain, the river floods and you can't use some of the bridges and
Yeah.
roads and stuff. And so the only way you can get back to where we live is taking the interstate.
Yeah. Which, to be honest with you, I didn't really feel like vibing on the interstate in Jeep with severe torrential thunderstorms. So
Yeah.
that gas station kind of saved us. And that there have been a lot of times that we've done adventures and we've like run into some of these like severe weather conditions. And I feel like we're going to end up in more at
Oh,
some
yeah.
point, knowing us. Like
we,
today.
we thought we were going to end up in one today, but
Yeah,
it's gone
we're
past
okay
us.
now. Like Colin and I are both actively drenched. I don't know if you can tell, especially if I guess people listening won't understand, but people watching on YouTube will.
Mm.
But it's rough out here, but it still is beautiful. Like I definitely think that Kentucky has some really amazing, beautiful sights, but at the same time, the weather just ends up screwing you over.
Yeah. It's either super dry or super rainy or super hot
Yeah.
or super cold.
Yeah. But
It's never. There's never really a time where it's
not a
super
beautiful time.
temperate here.
Yeah.
Like I would say, late spring, early summer is the only time it's like super like chill,
Yeah.
and then maybe spring if you're lucky.
Yeah. I think that overall, though, we're slowly like building up our stories in terms of the adventures we've been on.
Yeah.
And I think as we do more and talk more and do the show, we'll end up doing a lot more as well.
And hopefully we get better at this whole thing
Yeah. We're not very great at it, but we're gonna keep trying, I guess.
too. We plan to go to a lot of places around here.
Yeah.
In Kentucky to start with. Once
And then we'll start
our
branching out.
campers are fully set up and the semester in college kind of gets
Yeah.
more like, what's the right word, like settled in
Yeah.
and monotonous,
Yeah.
we may go somewhere outside of Kentucky.
Yes.
But for right now we're just chilling. Maybe next summer
Yeah,
we'll go somewhere
definitely.
far.
Yeah.
But for now we're just kind of chilling in Kentucky around here. Maybe expect to see us in more places like this.
Yeah. What would you rate Cassius Clay, like 1 out of 10?
Oh,
Location in
it
Kentucky
depends
to
why you're
visit.
coming here to me.
Just to relax.
You're coming here to relax.
Just to get
this
out.
is like 9 out of a 10.
Yeah. But if you're coming
unless
here to
unless
sightsee.
it's really sunny and hot.
Yeah, like
Then it's like a
if
like
there's a heat
3.
index of 105, do not come here.
Yeah, it's bad. But like when it's nice and windy and like 70s, this is great.
This is beautiful.
What
What would you say, like visiting? Just to
Visiting?
come to like tour the like sites and everything.
I haven't like we haven't
never
done like
taken a
the
tour.
actual Cassius Clay estate a lot. I'd say that the outside of it is like a lot cooler to be in.
Yeah.
And just to see the estate off in the distance.
Yeah.
I honestly I think spring and fall are the best times to come here when
Mhm.
the leaves aren't so like overgrown and stuff, because you can
Yeah.
see like the mountains from here at the top of the hill
Yeah,
by the
you
lake.
can.
There's lots of good fishing at the lake too.
Yeah.
A lot of people come here to fish.
But I definitely think that Cassius Clay is one of the better places to visit if you come in this
In
area.
our immediate area.
Yeah,
I'd have
in
to
our
say,
immediate
yeah.
area around Lexington, Kentucky. But I think that's pretty much going to do it for this episode.
Maybe you maybe see us on a mountain.
Hopefully,
sometime soon.
hopefully on a mountain, not in 105-degree heat,
Yeah.
but on a mountain.
Maybe on a mountain. Maybe in the woods again.
Yeah, by a lake.
Maybe by a lake.
That could be a vibe. In a lake.
Risky.
Risky,
to say the least.
But yeah, that's going to be today's episode of Out of Place. I'm Josh Alexander.
I'm Colin Peevler. This is episode 2 of Out of Place Podcast.
Woo! Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.